You are watching the #1 podcast in the whole entire YouTube wrestling community, and I'm one of your hosts, Juan.
And I'm your other host, Jean-Paul Leek.
And together we are Rope Break family. It is time. It's Thursday morning, so we're gonna be talking about NXT, the Great American Bash, Night 2, and Jean-Paul. We're going to be basking in his glory. What the heck? Oh, my God. We have a brand new NXT World Heavyweight Champion, and that's Kid Lucius Lee. Jean-Paul is really excited. He cried. That's why he's wearing the shades, because he doesn't want anybody to see him crying. But how was Night 2 for you, Jean-Paul?
Oh, I thought it was great. The opening match, don't want to discredit that. The street fight, Mia Yim and Candice LeRae, that was legit. But, like you said, the ending, the North American Championship, the NXT Championship, we're going to see the first dual champion. It was Keith Lee. I think it was the right choice. And the one thing that made the match so special, I felt like so legit, is one, he deserved it, and two, no commercials.
Yeah, no commercial break.
No interruptions. Like when you do picture-in-picture or go to commercial, that just kills the mood.
It does.
So that made it feel special, and it was just a hell of a match.
It was. So, thank you so very much for watching every single one of our videos, every single one of our content. Thank you for the ones that support on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere we are, especially here on YouTube. Thank you so very much. Don't forget, AEW Fyre Fest Night 2 review. Everything. Jean-Paul and I cover absolutely everything that happened right there. A nice main event. In the end, Lechampion gets the win, and at least he's able to squeeze a little more of Cassidy. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, the re-debuting of the Fuck the World Championship.
The Fuck the World Championship. Taz brought that back from the ECW days for all of you ECW fans right there. Nostalgia brought up right to you, and I'm really happy because of that. But like Jean-Paul says, there's concern. Are they going to defend it, or is just a prop that is just going to remind us of the good days of professional wrestling? So Jean-Paul, let's focus right now on NXT, the Great American Bash Night 2. Like you said, the match that started the night was Candice LeRae against Mia Yim. Street fight. What a wonderful street fight. Way better than Tegan Knox and Dakota Kai. Way better.
Yeah.
Way better. And I got to say, they hit themselves with a lot of things. They used the kendo sticks. They used the extinguisher. They used tables, chairs. They went through the ring. And
the garbage cans.
Came out with different types of clothing.
Yep, and I like the start of this thing. And like you said, there was a street fight, so they kind of just wore street clothes. They didn't come out in their ring gear and stuff. And they just right away, boom, Candice threw in 4 chairs. Or it was Mia Yim threw in all the chairs, the garbage cans. They used the toys. It was legit. I liked the one spot early on. I think Candice, she was knocked out in the ring, and Mia gets a table. She starts to pull a table out, and then everybody's like, "Get the tables!" And she stops, and she's like, "What?" And they're like, "Get the tables," and she's like, "That's right, that's right." So, it was legit. Yeah,
Mia Yim is legit. Yeah, I love her. Like I said, I watch her on Impact. So Jade, I'm not gonna call her Mia Yim again. I'm gonna call her Jade. So no, legit stuff. Like you said, she did a really great match. I love the spot that Candice was inside of the trash can, and she did a cannonball. That was really cool too.
Oh yeah.
It was cool. It was really good, and
the kendo stick shots, like you said, they're using the kendo sticks. It wasn't just they were swinging.
And if Bayley and Alexa Bliss could learn a little bit of how to use a kendo stick right there, and there's a pretty example right in front of their eyes. So that was pretty cool. I really enjoyed the match. A lot of intensity. The rivalry was supposed to end, like you always said, it's in a match with a very, really big stipulation in a way that we know that they're never going to be touching each other again, or at least for 6 months to a year. So that was important. And in the end, Candice is able to pull out the win with a really big move. I like that when there's climax to it, when there's build up. And then see Candice use the brass knuckles, because Mia Yim was actually the one that pulled up, and then Tom Phillips, William Regal is gonna be whacking to this, and because and then Candice is able to take the brass knuckles away from Mia, and then boom, swings at it, and then the swinging net breaker from the top rope. That's her finisher onto chairs. Really cool stuff. 1, 2, 3, and done.
Oh, yeah. And one thing, it was a small attention to detail, is they laid there, and the ref was like, "Are you okay? Okay." Nobody was moving. After the cover, they went to commercial break, but they left it picture-in-picture. And the whole time they were laying there, comes back from commercial, they're still laying there.
Yeah.
And then it was like they had to show a video package of Bronson Reed until they could roll him out and get him out of the ring.
Well, it was intensity. It was that good.
And that's like, and they sold it. It wasn't like it went to commercial break and then you see them, they're like getting up and it's like, okay.
Like when you're playing the game, when they're in a wrestling game, boop, you're good, and then okay, let's do it. So at least, like you said, like they gave it a lot of realism, and that's important. That's interesting. And then, like you said, we go to like video package from Bronson Reed. Like he wants a win back, and
and they talked. I think it was like Tony Nese. He had a match the night before or something, or something they said like before the show or something. He was showing a match, and it was like why why do we care? Like again, Tony Nese is legit, but everybody's beating him. I'm sure you and I have both beaten Tony Nese at some point in our careers, and we don't even remember because the guy literally loses to everybody. But he's legit.
Unfortunately, like you said, premier athlete, but he's like really good at losing. But I don't know why they don't push him again. I mean, they did that one big push when he became cruiserweight champion, but that was it. And Tony Nese is like pretty good guy and nothing. But
I don't get it.
Had to be the one winning this time, like you said, Jean Paul, and pretty quick match. I mean, Nese had a little bit of good spots, but then Bronson Reed pretty much dominated the match, and then he did a big splash. I thought it was going to do a frog splash, but he did kind of like the splash of like the big man. Because the splash is not like, like flawlessly. It's not a splash that like you kind of like.
No, they kind of just climb up to the top rope and then just like fall.
Exactly. That's what you just said it, like, because it was like
There's like no leg strength. Like they don't jump and push themselves. They just like.
Yeah, it's like they just let themselves go. Yep. So like that was it. 1, 2, 3. Bronson Reed gets the win. And Jean Paul, do we care? I don't think so.
No,
think
because
like to fill the show up.
Yeah, and this is why I don't care, because you can do more. And don't get me wrong, Bronson Reed, I think he's a legit wrestler for his size and his build, but you can do more with Tony Nese. So what are you going to build up Bronson Reed, and what are you going to do with him? He's not going to vie for any championship because they're both on Keith Lee.
Yeah,
he's not. You know what I mean? Is he going to beat Keith Lee? Never. So you're building him up for I don't know what.
Whatever is going next. I mean,
because you could build up,
maybe mid-card, I don't know.
You could have built up Tony Nese. Maybe he's like, maybe I'll stop being an asshole and I'll, turn babyface. You could build him up, and then he could feud against Santos Escobar. But why would you do that?
But see, so like like we are trying to be as fair as we are with AEW with NXT.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. If I see something I don't like, I'll say it. I don't care what show it's on.
So Jean Paul, we got a little bit of a package from Mercedes Martinez. She's going to be fighting tonight. That was interesting, but to me, we'll get to Mercedes when we get to Mercedes. Then we got Silverstone and Aaliyah, and he's trying to recruit Shotzi Blackheart. And he's like, no, dude, I ride solo. I ride up solo. That's legit. And then Killian Dane finds Robert Stone, and then he tosses him down, and then Shotzi kind of drives the tank over his foot or his leg, right? And he's like,
he's like, I'm done. He's like, I can't feel my leg. He's like, please.
And then they went on commercial because they have, like you said, the whole show. I think they have the picture-in-picture.
Yeah.
I think so. Like you can see, he's like,
Yeah, I mean, and I laughed. I mean, some people are like, "Oh, Robert Stone, it's bullshit." And we even kind of said, the match last week, it was funny, but is it really worthy of being on a Great American Bash? It's like,
no.
But I mean, to me, like the stuff he does is funny. I won't say that I don't laugh at some of it. Like this, I thought was funny because the guy's not presented in a legit way. He's just like a joke.
Yeah, that's his purpose, is to make the mood a little lighter, to make people laugh, kind of like a transition. Hey, there was really serious,
and they never put him with anybody that's like serious. It's not like Rhea Ripley was the women's champion and she was like that was her match. Because then I would be like, that's complete bullshit. They're just doing it,
Mr. Leg.
To fill the show.
Yeah, I agree with you, but like something that is really serious though. See, we're transitioning from funny to serious. What a great, and you even said to me, what a great video package hyping up Io Shirai defending the NXT Women's Championship against Tegan Knox. What a legit video package.
Oh, yeah. And it like NXT, especially, I think theirs are the best. That's because Triple H is directly behind them. But WWE as a whole, man, they can put the video packages together that get you hyped up. And the way they did it, I like how it wasn't a face-to-face promo, but it was like a promo through video packages.
That was face-to-face, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, Io was like, our paths are kind of similar, but I'm the champion, I'm more legit. You just depend on your friends. And she's like, oh, I depend on my friends. Like, you depended on Asuka last week? She's like, oh, okay. And, she's like, yeah, we are similar. And like I said, it was just cutting these promos back and forth through this video package. showing scenes and highlights of them. You know, everything Tegan had to overcome with the
Tegan
injuries.
training, you know, like in the park outside with the dog, and but Io, I really love like underwater.
Oh, I love that. Yep, that's
you know, if they would like, and you like you said, every time that Triple H is behind something, you know, is legit. So if you don't believe me, ask Stephanie. You know, so like it's pretty legit. So every time
the King of Kings.
Yeah, it's the King of Kings. If he's behind something, you know, you can tell it's gonna be good. If not, ask those three kids. So you know, it's pretty interesting, and it hypes up the match, like you said. And you don't need to have the like both women like facing each other or saying stuff. The video package itself tells the story. You know, like you said, every line that Io will say, then Tegan will counter that.
Yeah, but the only thing that's a shame is like it's a shame because I love both these women, but it's like Tegan, you know, unfortunately it's like you're at the wrong place at the wrong time because Io is so hot right now, and you know, with Kyrie leaving, you know, you're not gonna, you know, maybe do this to Io, and then Io will be like, well, screw you, I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
So
it's true. Like, and you know, and Io, like even she said, is like at the top of my game, and it's true. Io's never been hotter than now. So like, it's impossible that she.
I would say if there's a poll right now, she's probably, maybe besides Charlotte, I would say the most popular women's wrestler right now. I can't think of anyone.
Even more. No. To me, Io is because Charlotte, like, you know, the overexposure kills it. It becomes boring. And now that she's boring, she's just like sending Almas like naked stuff. You know, I don't really care because I'm not dating her. You know, I'm like, okay, Alma's good for you, but you know, it doesn't really matter for me. You know what I mean? So I will say Io is the best wrestler right now. The best women's wrestler is Io, hands down. Io Shirai. So Jean Paul, let's go to Johnny Gargano against Isaiah Swerve Scott. Good match.
Yeah, this was a good match. The only issue I have with it is I felt like I went to WWE 2K, I closed my eyes and I held up, and then I hit X, and then I went to the other thing, held up, and hit X, or I hit square to randomize it. Because I know there was the interaction last week. You know, it was like him mouthing off to Mia Yim. Swerve was there. And he was like, oh, you know, I'll defend Mia Yim because Keith Lee's, you know, having a match or whatever the hell he was doing, or he was beat up, I forget. But, you know, it didn't make sense otherwise besides that. I felt like it was just, you know, two guys thrown together. There was no story. It was like, okay, you know, is Gargano going to lose? No, you're not going to have him turn heel and lose. He's going to clearly win. But, I mean, with all that being said, it was a great match.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, I agree with you. Like, it was a pretty good match, but no story behind it. It was just like, to me, they just needed a way to counter kind of that time that like AEW was putting their matches. So it's like, okay, let's put Johnny Gargano. He's one of my guys. So like, just put him with like a good wrestler, Isaiah Swerve Scott. And the match turned out to be pretty good. At some point, Scott like dominated. I really like when he did that move. I think it's his finisher or like that senton, and it was from the ropes, and then he kind of did like a pile driver, and then like Gargano kicked out, and Isaiah's like.
Yeah, that's like, his finisher, yep.
Yeah, like it was like, whoa, what the hell? So like that was really, really cool. But then Johnny in the end wins. In the end, he gets the win. And of course, Johnny's Johnny, so like he needs to win at least over Scott because he's still mad about the thing that happened with Finn Balor and Keith Lee. So
yeah, and I mean, but like you said, you know, it was a great match, so you can't take anything away from him. But you know, where does Gargano go to from this? It seems like he's going to feud with Finn Balor again.
It seems that way because he teased it. He mentioned Finn Balor in a promo that they have afterwards. So maybe, but you know, like that's the kind of thing. It's like, what do we do?
But that's the same thing. Like, you know, it's not as bad because there's been more time. But like I said, you know, yesterday on the AEW review,
Nyla Rose and Hikaru Shida.
It's like, do I really want to see this feud again? With there's so many people in NXT, you could really do something else. But
no, and that's why. And for example, like if they have couples,
and that's the
couples. You know what I mean?
That's the problem. They call and they do the couple thing, and you know maybe they are, but like there, you know, there's only so many couples, you know, because they don't want to feud them with Karrion because Karrion's going after Keith Lee by the looks of it. You know, spoiler alert. But I don't know. They just call too many people up. I think you know they had Dijakovic. You know he got called up, but what's he doing?
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Well, where's Dominic Dijakovic?
Yeah, they call people up and they don't do
nothing.
Came
out for like to celebrate with Keith Lee.
Yeah, and there was one thing that I saw, and I don't know if this is me just being a conspiracy theory, but and the Ricochet thing, Triple H, you know, when Ricochet got called up and it was done, he's like, you know, you're going to main roster. Triple H said to him, he's like, you always have a home here. So I'm like, Triple H even knows when his guys get called up, it's going to be bullshit.
But you know what is even more bullshit? Is like, what do you mean? It's like, are you going from Wawa to like Turkey Hill? You know what I mean? Are you going from like Wawa to Sheets? It's the same freaking company. What do you mean you don't have a house?
No, he said you always have a home here.
Yeah, but it's the same company.
Yeah, but
of course I have a home.
Yeah, but you see the way the public perception is that NXT's the shit house, and then you go from the shit house to the penthouse. Oh, when it's the opposite. You go from the penthouse, and then the main roster is the shit house. So he's like, hey man, don't quit. If Raw treats you like shit, don't quit. Just be like Triple H, bring me back here, and I'll get you back here. And we'll
give you the laser back. Because he doesn't even have laser anymore. No, you're right. And hopefully they find a good story for Gargano. There's guys, I will say, Gargano, like, give me a good baby face, though. Give me a good baby face, because, like, we don't have any.
The only one, I would say, Priest. That's the only thing. Priest. Like, let him kick Cameron Grimes' ass, be done with that feud, and then, boom, him and Gargano.
Yeah, and, and for example, like, the easiest way to start this, if he starts, like, flirting with Candice.
Yep.
Like, I feel like, hey, baby.
He's got to do that now. I don't know if they'll be this racy, but do like when Chris Candido came to ECW with Sonny. RVD walks by and pinches her ass. He's like, hey, what's up, pinch? And she's like, what the fuck? And then Chris Candido gets in his face, and that was it.
And that's what I mean. That's what you got to do. If you want to get a guy upset, pinch the girlfriend's ass. So that's what Robert's going to start doing.
But with everything that's going on right now, there is not a single chance that they will touch that.
It's true. Well, like,
literally touch that.
Yep. The pinching into oblivion. But anyway, so Jean-Paul, let's go to the next stop of the game. Is like Mercedes Martinez. Like, she had a match with Santana Garrett. I feel bad for Santana Garrett because she's a great wrestler, but they keep jobbing her out. I think her time will come. But, like, Mercedes is coming back with, like, a lot of vignettes. So she's coming out hot. So we'll see what they really do with her. I think that, like, once EO is done with, like, Tegan, maybe Mercedes? Maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, to me, I still think the Dakota Kai story's there. You could do something with, her, and then this is Mercedes Martinez now. Do something with her and Raquel, and maybe Dakota gets involved. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff you could do there, because I would like to see those two women beat the hell out of each other. Even Rhea Ripley. You could eventually do, Martinez. She could beat these jobbers. Unfortunately, like we said, Santana Garrett's a jobber. She'll probably kick Aaliyah's ass. Another jobber, and then she could be like, I'm the most dominant woman here. But I'm going to call out, somebody else. And we're all, is it going to be EO? No, she calls out Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, so that would be legit. That would be like powerhouse against powerhouse. So that would be interesting. But the match was pretty quick. Again, I feel bad for Santana Garrett. She has a lot of potential. Her time will come. Fireman's Brainbuster, done.
Yep.
Done. 1, 2, 3. Mercedes Martinez wins. And like you said, hopefully that's the path that they're trying to go. A little bit of jobbers and then a big feud. Rhea Ripley, you have it like I said, maybe too soon, Shirai. I think way too soon, Shirai, but maybe Mia Yim. You have Mia Yim in there, or like even Tegan. Or maybe Mercedes calls the match to Tegan, Maybe Shotzi, there's a lot of things that you can do right there. So Jean-Paul, talking about like a lot of things that we can do, or people can do. Legado del Fantasma against Breezango or the Conquistadors and Drake Maverick. Good match. I really enjoyed it. I really like Breezango, like, they're legit, but they're always in the losing end. So that bothers me.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that. I really like what's the name of the stable?
Conquistadors. Oh, the Legado del Fantasma.
Yeah. I like, them, because you actually have now Wild and Phoenix, actually, or not Phoenix, what is it? Joaquin Wild and Raul Mendoza. Yeah, like, you actually are presenting them in a legit way, because they were in that tournament they had a little while ago. Yeah, and it was like, okay, these guys are legit, and then but then you didn't do anything with them. They were the jobbers. Now they're actually presented in a legit stable. They have a legit leader to back them, somebody who actually, like, he presents himself like a boss, like a mob boss. You know what I mean? He doesn't present himself like a loser.
No. Yeah, Santos Escobar presents himself pretty good. They went from being wrestlers to like drug dealers. So legit. Yeah.
I mean, hey, they're making more money now.
It makes sense. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, and yeah, like you said, it was good. I really enjoyed the match, and like you said, like even the three of them show a lot of chemistry. because even they did moves like already tag team moves with each other, like, and it was good. I really enjoyed
Yeah, I
it.
mean, the intensity was there from Drake Maverick. Clearly, he's pissed, and the story was like, oh, he suffered that beatdown last week, but he's already here to fight, and blah, blah, blah.
He
But
got the kinesio tape also, so
yeah,
that
but
was
I mean, like you and I, we both said we're not like the biggest Drake Maverick fans. I mean, yeah, the underdog story was legit. He got the contract, it's legit. But I feel like they're presenting him that he's like the little engine that could. You know what I mean? Like he's just so like, oh, I never give up. I'm so unstoppable. And then he gets in the ring and he's like almost like John Cena. Like every time he wrestles, it's like the 6 moves of doom. It's like, oh, he's going to do the bulldog. He's going to do
and done.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, but then you have the other 2 guys who we just said are so legit. Tyler Breeze, Fandango. Fandango, when he wrestles, I'm like, this guy literally could have been world champion.
He's good. He's good.
He's good, yeah.
The only thing that has against him.
Oh, his bones. Him and Samoa Joe have the same bones.
No. Yeah, no, like you just blow, and then he's already like injured for 8 months. So like, what can you do with him? Yeah.
And Tyler Breeze, I would have had him. He would have been on the coattails of Miz's Intercontinental Championship record.
Oh yeah,
he would have been he would have been my world champion, but I would have had him be like a mid card stud. He would have been like, U.S. champ, IC champ.
The thing with Tyler Breeze is like when they brought him at like Prince Pretty and all of that, and it was weird because a lot of people were not like really into NXT at that time. So like it was really like, oh, what the hell is this guy doing? And especially because they didn't say, oh, he's Prince Pretty, Everybody thought that like he was older, like his gimmick was different than what it actually was. But like when you got to see him wrestle, the guy was phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully they get like a big title reign.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't understand.
They deserve something before even their contracts expire.
Yeah, I mean, this match was good, like we said, but, Phantom Driver on Maverick and Dunn, I just don't understand why they were in it, where you could have put other cruiserweight guys in it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like they don't job them out. Like you said, where's Kushida? There's Tony Nese. Like right.
That's what I said. You could have turned him face, 2 weeks ago after the tournament, turned him face, because you have Swerve Scott. He was with Gargano. That's fine. Tony Nese and Kushida, boom. That's what you said, Yeah,
and like you said, like in the end, Legado del Fantasma is like the biggest story right here. Santos Escobar, like you said, he's portraying like as a great boss, or like, the kingpin of like this staple, so he's good. And they get the win, of course. So like the cruiserweights kind of like they're still being dominated by him. Thank God that like Jordan Devlin is not even in the picture anymore, because at least Santos Escobar deserves it way better than him. I'm just saying because at least the story is more interesting.
Oh yeah, I mean Devlin was he was a good wrestler, but like from the way in the reports, his like in-ring persona of being like an asshole and a piece of shit was how he was in real life. So like you said, I'm happy he don't have the belt no more. I mean, if it would have been legit, I was hoping he would have beat Devlin because I wanted Phantasma to be the champ. So I'm glad that that's the case.
Yeah, I'm glad it did play out without even us saying anything. So there you go. So now Jean Paul. We're gonna get a few matches, like I said, next week. We're gonna get Io Shirai against Tegan Knox. We're gonna get for the NXT Championship. We got a video package from Damian Priest saying that he's gonna kick Cameron Grimes' ass. He's gonna say, "Oh, he's a little bitch." So he's gonna prove everybody that he is a little bitch. So that's gonna be interesting too. So like, it's gonna be good stuff for NXT. But now let's go to the meat and potatoes, like Jean Paul says. Commercial free.
Yep. Thank you, Mountain Dew.
Yeah, thank you, Mountain Dew, for like a sponsor road break. There you go. You'll see the little thing. You're like, boop. Yep. And winner takes all. North American Championship on the line. NXT World Heavyweight Championship on the line. Keith Lee against Adam Cole. Jean Paul. Everybody's praising this match, and rightfully so. These two guys gave a great story, gave them all. But in the end, the biggest man, like Jean Paul always says, at least it has to make sense. And I'm sorry, but Keith Lee's way bigger than Adam Cole.
Yeah, this is one thing I just want to quick say on that, because throughout history, wrestling, like nobody's height is their like legit height. Adam Cole is his actual height is maybe like 5'9", 5'8". They bill him at 6 foot. He wears risers in his boots, so he's not a tall guy to begin with. He's short. Keith Lee's massive, like you said. Adam Cole, you can't take nothing away from him in ring skill and talent. But if he would have pinned Keith Lee 1, 2, 3, like that would have done more to hurt Keith Lee than it would have done to help Adam Cole.
That's what I mean. So like they played out the story the way that we're supposed to be, and they gave us a really great classic. They gave us a beautiful match. There was everything. Intensity. There was the story. There was drama. There was like climax, everything.
Because the near falls. I mean, they were in the beginning. It was one of those things like like you said, the story, the beginning. They're hitting each other. Okay, they're also talking smack. Keith Lee's like, okay. When people were like, whoop whoop, Keith Lee, he's like, let me take it in because Adam, he's beating Adam Cole. Then Adam Cole's kicking his ass on the outside after he dove through the plexiglass. He went to hit Adam Cole and he moved out of the way. He's like, oh, come on, big man. Come on, big man. Like, he's like talking trash to him. So you saw that. There was like the emotion, and I like that. I like when, you actually can kind of hear what's going on and see their emotion instead of them just being like robots and beating the shit out of you.
Yes. Yeah, so like Panama Sunrise, and then he did the same kind of face that The Undertaker did with Shawn Michaels when he kicked out of the tombstone. Like,
yeah, that was a legit spot where he literally just had his like mouth wide open, but his face was just resting on like Keith Lee's belly. He's just like, oh my
and that's the biggest belly in sports entertainment. Like, that's a legit belly. I love it.
Yeah, that was
almost as big as Otis.
I was just gonna say that and Otis.
Yeah, but like it was cool, and they pulled out that spot beautifully. Keith Lee was able to go around.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I always love when like a Canadian destroyer, Panama Sunrise, whatever you want to call it. I love when it snaps. Like, I love when it's super fast. I feel like it makes it look more devastating. But just the way that Keith Lee flipped it, it was like it was like in slow motion.
Yeah.
It like flipped and he just boom, and then the way his body went like stiff and just fell over, like you said.
He's learning from Dolph Ziggler because Dolph is one of the best sellers in the world. Like, Dolph can send you like you can sell cheese cups for like turnovers. That's fine. That's how good Dolph is. So like it was really cool. And like I said, all the smack, and of course Adam Cole had to remove the knee pad and do the last shot.
Oh, I love the first time when he went to go remove it. I think it was like kind of early on, and Keith Lee just grabs his arm and he's like, no. He's like, you ain't doing that shit.
Yeah, I see, like, because he knows. So, like, it's good. It's good. And, like, the whole story, like, they took care of every single detail. And in the end, of course, the Big Bang Catastrophe, 1, 2, 3. Keith Lee's the new NXT champion. But, 400 days of Adam Cole. So, like, I was a little sad. But, yeah, tell me, how did you feel in the last moments of the match?
He had a legit title reign, Adam Cole. I just want to get the opinion of Adam Cole. Say that first, legit title reign. I hope they do something, even if it's just on WWE, like, on the network or on YouTube. They need to put something together for Adam Cole. Like, here are his highlights as a champion, even though he was a heel and he cheated and we're supposed to hate him, whatever. He carried NXT on his back, even when he wasn't champion.
Yeah.
When Undisputed Era got hot until now, he carried it on his back.
Yeah.
So, you owe all that to him. So, you can't take nothing away from him. I love Finn Balor, but I think NXT's Adam Cole's. Until somebody could take it from him, but for right now, I'm gonna say it's his.
And he's one of our guys because he's from PA, so we gotta support our guys. He's from Lancaster, PA.
The ending of this match, though, my opinion on it is, I love how it wasn't like counter, roll up, pin, 1, 2, 3, done. It was, he kicked out of his Adam Cole, he hit the last shot. Then he went up, did another Panama Sunrise right after. He's like, no, I know the last shot won't do it. Keith Lee countered, Spirit Bomb. He picked them up, and it was Big Bang Catastrophe, but it's like you let him have the moment. You let him hit his signature, his finisher, 1, 2, 3. That's how you got to do it. I hate when it's like counter, roll up. Oh, surprise pin. To me, that's not like a legit. Let's not
go too far, Jumbo. I hate when like, oh, what's Cassidy doing? Oh, he just ran into the Judas effect. Done. Yep. No, I don't like that.
Yeah, I like when it's just set up because like you get that excitement. You're like, oh, is Keith Lee gonna do it? Is he gonna win? And then it's like, but you know modern wrestling, so you're like, oh no, Cole's gonna kick out or whatever. And it's like, no, he has the moment. And like I said to you, as legit as EO was and other moments, to me there hasn't been this like legit of a title victory. I was gonna say probably since McIntyre. But to me this one I even like more than McIntyre because McIntyre was even a little bit, I want to say a little like obvious.
Yeah.
Or like predictable.
No crowd, and at that time there was nobody. There was nobody. Yeah. So like, this one came out even better. The only thing is like, thank you to Indo Share. Like they spoil it. So.
That was bullshit. I mean, if I was, Triple H, NXT, WWE, whatever you want to call them, I'd be pissed. I'm not going to be like, oh, the guy was happy for Keith Lee. No, you know what I mean? Don't spoil it. You can't wait a week.
Don't be an idiot. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
but don't be an
and
idiot.
like, why
And
you
of course,
post?
WWE tried to fix it. Remember, we shoot like 2 endings to it.
Yeah,
No, they
and
didn't.
also, why would you post? The only reason he posted it was for likes and retweets and followers. You know what I mean? Because nobody gives a shit about Indu share. I'm sorry, like, I'm going to be honest. People like Keith Lee, so they're gonna like and share his picture.
Yes.
You know, if he was just his Keith Lee's friend, you take the picture of Keith Lee and you save it on your phone for yourself.
Yeah, or whatever, and then you see them behind, you see them in backstage, and like, hey, bro, legit, hey, good stuff, hey, congratulations, you deserve it. And then maybe you take a picture with a guy,
That's what I mean. But you save it for you save it for yourself. You don't got to post it on Twitter a week early, like, dude.
Yeah, and that was the only thing tainted, but extremely great stuff, and even better because, see, like you said, when Triple H is behind, we already mentioned that he can do a few good things. Not with Booker T because that was 19 seconds, but like Karrion Kross and Scarlett were right there looking.
I mean, what do you mean 19 seconds?
Oh, well, the 19.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say the match was longer than 19 seconds.
Well, but like
unless I watched
call it like that,
match.
they called it 19 seconds just because it was like that bad, and of course, like.
The ending was the most bullshit. The cover, but
yeah. So like,
let's not get into that.
Jean-Paul, going back, like we see Scarlett and Karrion Kross. That was really cool, though. They were
and the way they did it. You and I both popped for it. It was like, okay, because I was expecting it to be bullshit. Karrion Kross, straight jacket or cross jacket and done. You know what I mean? Like, oh, really? But no, the Keith Lee had his moment. He got to celebrate. Nobody screwed with him. The camera pans out. You just see Karrion and Scarlett up top.
Like, hey, baby, you see that bullshit?
Yeah, and they're like, they're like, we'll let him celebrate. His time will come.
It's like, he can go celebrate. You and me have to go celebrate.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that earlier,
Carry-on jacket. Yep.
Speaking of that earlier on, just to quick go back on a joke like that, they interviewed Gargano and Candice LeRae. And do you remember when he said that line where I forget who was interviewing him, but he's like, all right, we're done with you. He's like, we're gonna go create some fireworks of our own. Yeah. And I was like, that's legit. He's gonna get laid.
Yeah, see, that's legit. That's legit. I love it.
So I guess you can only bang on wrestling when you're a heel. Baby faces don't bang. Look at Edge.
No, because you gotta follow that's bad. If you're not well, in the case of Gargano and Candice, they're married though, so there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, but they never did that as baby faces, so you got to turn heel.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess they just got married and they got their heel. Yep. So good stuff. But in the end, where does it go from now? We already said the path. Karrion Kross is gonna go against Kid Lee. This is gonna be awesome. If he wins the title right away, I will not be pissed because that kind of shows that Kid Lee is going to be called up to the main roster pretty soon because he's just a transitional champion, and it's fun because we're giving him the winner takes all. He has 2 belts, so that will be the thing that people.
Oh yeah, remember. At the end of the day, Kane said it. I was WWE champion for a day, but like still, my name's in the book.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Keith Lee. His name. Oh, who was the first guy to hold 2 belts? Did anybody even do that?
NXT. Yeah. And NXT.
Boom.
Be
Keith Lee.
Yeah.
So
it is like, for example, what does Jericho has praised himself throughout his whole career? Who was the first undisputed champion? It was me.
And that's the one. And that's another thing too. It's not even a title, but it's like, oh, who had the longest title reign in NXT history? Oh, it was Adam Cole, 400 some days. Yeah. Holy shit, that guy's legit. Who beat him? Like, did he forfeit the title or what happened? No, Keith Lee beat him. Yeah, oh, damn. Keith Lee's legit.
Pretty much, NXT gave us 2 great nights of wrestling, and they pretty much put the icing on the cake. They put like the strawberry, or like even they put the blueberry, the raspberry, whatever. They put it on the top, and then everybody had a great time. And we have a brand new champion. Well deserved. A lot of people are really happy, and there's nothing to say about Adam Cole rather than thank you, because he carried this company, he carried this brand, I should say, and like him take it to the next level.
Now I want you to tell me this. I don't think they're gonna get called up, but Undisputed Era babyface turn. What do you think?
Babyface turn, it has to be. Maybe what they need to bring is like a lot of heels, make a whole staple of heels, and then the Undisputed Era can counter that.
If you could somehow, if Escobar could like recruit like 2 or 3 more guys, even big guys somehow. Them versus the Undisputed Era would be legit.
Like a Killian Dane, do like big guys, like a Bronson Reed. Don't quote me just because they're big, but like at least 2 overweight, because like Cruiserweight's going against the Undisputed Era. All right, we know the Undisputed Era is going to win because the Undisputed Era already went to like Imperium. Remember, Works Collide, and they were able to do good. So like but that's, I think, like you said, that's the next step for Adam Cole. Is like most likely babyface. Most likely, and you know why? Because see, they can easily do this. Kid Lee loses the title to Karrion, and then a heel Karrion goes to a babyface Adam Cole. You know, so that will be the thing. So thank you so very much, family, for like watching this video. We're gonna be back with you guys tomorrow for SmackDown. So get ready for some, you know, hopefully not a lot, but like thank you so very much, Jean Paul. Where they can find us online?
Well, you can find us on Facebook and Instagram, Original Rope Break, the Twitter, OG Rope Break, and you can find us on YouTube for the meat and the potatoes for the best podcast in all of the YouTube wrestling community right here on the Original
And
Rope.
we're going to go basking in our glory. So, you know, thank you so much to every single one of you. So, Jean-Paul, there's only one more thing that is left to say to all our Rope Break family besides the thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and that is...